Hi there, Mehran. My name's Andrew and I work here at IELTSpodcast.com with Ben and the others. Thank you very much for submitting this trial correction on international marketing. These essays are really good for testing students' topic-specific vocabulary on the subject of globalization. Not only is this the reason that IELTS exists, but it always appears on the exam, alongside other subjects such as technology, law and education, which we recommend you familiarise yourself with as much as possible. What we like to do with these trial corrections is give you as much guidance as possible so that you can learn what the examiner is looking for. So what I'll do now is read through sentence by sentence and give you some guidance on each of the areas of your essay. So here what you've done, your introduction tells us that this essay is a discussion of globalization. But what we should do is do three things with that introduction. We introduce both sides of the argument first. So while some people believe this, others believe this. Then we give our opinion. Personally, I hold the view that, and then we briefly discuss both of the ideas that we will introduce in our body paragraphs. So this is a thesis statement. It says, "This uncertainty exists. I believe this for this reason and this reason." So then everything that comes next has already been introduced here. So this here what we could do is just change these around slightly. So let me move that there for a second. So whether international marketing then we have our primary sentence. We have both ideas discussed. And then what we could say here and then what are your ideas? Shared knowledge due to its value in knowledge sharing, although precautions must be taken to protect local cultures from, let's say, erosion. That's a good word. And then we've discussed both views. So that would be a good intro. Initially, from the optimistic perspective, I would just say human life here. Every aspect of human life will be developed through education. Is developed through education. Therefore, I don't like using not only statements. So let's just say, therefore, international marketing procedures rely on study and research but also are a necessity in today's modern globalized world. I'm not sure whether this sentence is cohesive enough, because you've started by talking about education. You've kind of stuck to that here. And then this is a bit general, because you've said it's a necessity, And then you said for more clarification, which should be for further clarification, or just to clarify. But this does not clarify this necessity here. There are more similarities in market demand around the world. That's true. The homogenization of culture is a definite part of globalization. But it doesn't talk about, this here does not talk about the necessity of international marketing. So I would say my recommendation for this paragraph would be to make it as clear as possible. We need to talk specifically about the value of international marketing to education. How does it spread ideas, and why is that good? And then we can say, on the contrary, we could just actually remove this bit, so we could just say, on the contrary, international marketing has a hostile side, which is designed, well, I would say, has a hostile side, which is perceived to inject foreign products into the local market. I would say it's perceived because we're still talking about some people's view and not a fact. Thus, the local market comprising of small companies cannot survive I would just say cannot survive the competition. And then use a comma because we have a new subject. And major international brands transform the marketplace. Again, the apparent consequence of this environment is emerging needs as a result of advertisement. We need to expand this thought more. We need to explain, how does advertisement generate need? You've tried to include too much information in each paragraph. A paragraph really does only need to discuss one idea, and that idea needs to be introduced, expanded, supported, and explained. But we don't need to pack as much information in there as possible. That your idea is clearly defined and thoroughly explained is all that's required. Again here, what are the detrimental effects on culture and language? You say as well that it's changed food culture and affected language. But how? In what manners? So this is what it means to expand and support your ideas, is to make sure that every time you say that something has happened, you give us some reasoning or an example and an explanation. So we could say international marketing is a valuable method of sharing knowledge. Again, this is a new, I suppose you've referred to research here. So I would say scientific research here, so that this doesn't seem out of place. Although it has drawbacks, and we don't need to use it again, we can just say, because although it has drawbacks and might destroy some local markets, new ideas and local entrepreneurs can flourish much easier in this environment compared to traditional markets. That's a great clause. I love that. So for you, your biggest gains are sticking to the rules of intro, the 3 rules we discussed earlier. Your body paragraphs should have a single clear subject that is thoroughly explained. And then the conclusion, you've done that fine, just needs to reassert your opinion and conclude the ideas that you discussed. But if you would like to continue receiving these sorts of corrections, you can subscribe to our course, the link to which is on this very page you are staring at right now. The course comes with 8 essay corrections in total, over which we hope to get you well above a band 7 in IELTS writing. I do hope to be seeing some more of your work coming through soon, but until then, have a great day and goodbye for now.